Hello everyone, I'm very glad to welcome all of you on our emotional intelligence course. And today we have class number 1. We will be talking about the foundation is emotion, right? So this is a course website, so you're going to check the program and everything. And our course program consists of 8 classes. Today we will talk about emotions as a foundation of emotional intelligence. Then we will talk about emotional influence on others, then about emotional intelligence itself, then about relationships based on emotional intelligence, then coaching and empathy, the ideal self concept, then about shared vision, which is very important, and you'll see it today, and about changing ourselves. So we will be talking about emotions and how we apply emotions to influence other people. And when we actually influence someone, we act as a kind of leader. And we will be talking about not just emotional intelligence or emotions, but being a leader in this direction, right? Like a role model. So let's start. Today we will be talking about influence through logic and influence through emotion. And actually, what's the difference? Emotional intelligence and relationships, ability to respond, and resonant personality. I will start from myself and I will introduce myself. My name is Mike Pritula, and my first work as HR was at Alpha Bank. Now it's actually Sense Bank. Then I worked at STB TV channel. It was Talent Media. Then it was Wargaming, Preply, Ideals, and People Force. Actually, for me, emotional intelligence was something new that I've discovered when I joined STB TV channel. Because working as in a bank, you mostly deal with people, I would say mostly logical people and analytical thinking people, because banking is like finances, it's about numbers, figures, decisions, risks, and so on and so forth. But when I joined TV channel, I met a lot of creative people like screenwriters, journalists, film directors, and so on. And they used emotions a lot. And for me, as a previous banking worker, it was something strange. Like I was very disappointed how I should talk to these people who use emotions, who use actually drama, because TV and films, they are based on drama. And for me, it was very new. And I was learning about drama, about emotions. And actually, firstly, I started this course working at STB TV channel, and I taught my students how to use emotions. So this course was created during, I think it was 2014. Yeah. And then at Wargaming, I worked both with logical thinking people like programmers and software developers, and then emotional people like artists, designers, product people, marketers, and so on. Then Preply, Ideals, People Force, and now it's Academy. Okay, so in my work, I use and rely on best practices, and I try to search for new surveys, researches, different models, competency models, and everything by these companies. Actually, I recommend you do the same, follow these companies and read everything they publish. And before we start, I need to tell you about our homeworks that we have on this course, because when you accomplish all your assignments, you may obtain a diploma about the course completion, right? So this how our diploma looks like. So don't hesitate and try to accomplish every homework. Actually, it's something that will help you to develop your emotional intelligence, to practice what we are learning during the class. Okay, and we are issuing our online diploma on the special platform, A lot of different companies, they use this platform as well, like Google, like Slack, like what else? Zendesk, Harvard, even Harvard. So you'll be in a good neighborhood. Okay, so emotions. The illustration of different emotions, right? So you may see how these emotions could be. And we will be talking about emotions a lot. We will be learning about emotions, and we will be trying to apply what we are learning in a real life situations. So actually emotions are something that everybody knows about, but little uses them for some reason. So the first question I would like to ask yourself, when was the last time you used an emoji? Was it, I don't know, recently? Maybe it was yesterday. Maybe it was today's morning. Maybe it was just like several minutes ago. So answer this question. And if you don't use emoji while texting, try to think about why. Why actually I avoid using emoji? Because emoji is something that we use to reflect our emotions into the virtual conversation via text when we don't see the people. Okay, so why do you want to develop your emotional intelligence? Is another question. It's good to ask and good to answer yourself. For example, some of you, maybe you want to be a manager or to be a better leader. Some of you want to influence other people during negotiations. Some of you want to better understand your colleagues, your peers, maybe your subordinates. So it's good to answer why actually I want to use emotional intelligence. What the main objective for myself. Okay, so talking about emotions, we need to talk about the leadership. As I mentioned before, leadership is based on emotions a lot. When you, and it's a very interesting idea. Just try to think about it. When you are starting using emotions during your work, during your conversations, you are becoming a leader. It's an unavoidable situation and consequences of using emotions. So I want you, during this course, consider yourself like a leader, no matter what your current job role is. You may be just a specialist, maybe HR specialist or financial specialist or whatever. But I want you to consider becoming a leader through emotions, because emotions and emotional intelligence, it's a tool that gives you a lot of power that you may use. And actually it's very strange not to use this power to influence other people, okay? And using emotions and emotional intelligence, I want to show you one very famous example how emotions influence people, how emotions actually help. So let's see this video. I like it a lot. Hope you will hear the sound. So it's about, let's check. It's about 3 minutes. I'll be silent. I want you to feel this video, to feel these emotions, maybe to even experience the same emotions that people on this video experience. Okay, so let's start.
Today, gentlemen, I'm an honored coach. More honored to take you
Sorry,
to battle.
I need to make a small introduction. This is a video, it's like a real situation video from the, actually, I don't know exactly, is it a football coach? Maybe it's a baseball coach. I would say probably rather baseball coach. So this coach is training the team before the fight, before the match. It's a real video. It's not some artificial. So let's see. Let's watch.
Another honor has been bestowed upon you. And that is the mantle that comes with that question. Who am I? I am a champion. That's right. You I will conquer what has not been conquered. Defeat will not be in my creed. I will believe what others have doubted. I will always endeavor to hold esteem, honor, and respect of my team. I have trained my mind and my body will follow. Who am I? I am a champion. I will acknowledge the fact that my opponents do not expect me to win. But I will never surrender. Weakness will not be in my heart. I will look to my comrades and to those who have brought me to this world and those who have trained me, and I will draw strength from them. Who am I? I am a champion. I will gradually go out to the field of battle, and I will move in everything I can do. And I will reach my field of battle at any means at my disposal. And when I get there, I will ride violently. I will rip the heart from my enemy and leave it bleeding on the ground, because he cannot stop me. Who am I? I am a champion. To my side, I have comrades. Comrades that have been through me through thick and thin, through sacrifice, through blood, through sweat, through tears. Never will I let them fall. Never will I let them down. And I will never leave an enemy behind. Because our opponent does not know my heart. Who am I? I am a champion. No one will deny me. No one will define me. And no one will tell me who and what I am and can be. Belief will change my world. It has moved continents, it has moved countries, it has put man on the moon. And it will carry me through this battle. Who am I? I am a champion. Defeat, retreat, those are not in my words. I don't understand those definitions. I don't understand when things go wrong. I don't understand mistakes. But I do understand this. I understand victory, and I understand never surrendering. No matter how bad things go, my heart, my mind will carry my body with my limbs through me. Who am I? I am a champion. Today will be that day. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now, right here, in your house and in your home. Who am I? I am the champion. History will remember me. I will not let whereby him be kind. I will define myself. I will write my own praises. And no one will tell me what I can never be. I will never go out not knowing I've given everything I've got. Because who am I? I am a champion. 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 Champions on me, champions on me. 1, 2, 3. Champion. Don't get this for
It's American football, like rugby. Yeah, it's like very inspiring, and they won actually. Okay, let's move on. So try to understand, what do you feel right now after watching this video? What kind of emotion you experience? Do you feel like yourself like these players? And what this guy, their coach, feels? I think he feels being empowered and empowering other people. Okay, so people who are true leaders are able to inspire and help manage our emotions. So emotional intelligence is about maybe transferring emotions from yourself to other people, right? You saw in this video that this guy, he was like very emotional and very powerful and very inspiring himself, and he was trying to transfer these emotions to his team so they can feel them the same, right? So again, when you're trying to use your emotions, you are becoming a leader, because it's like, there is very interesting approach in high-tech industry. There is a server and client. So when client sends request to another, when actually one computer sends request to another, the computer that sends request is called client, and the other one is called server. The same for emotions. When you send emotions, you're becoming a leader. That's obvious, and it's unavoidable. Okay, let's move on. You can convince a person by two different approaches. The first one with rational arguments. Actually, that's something we use every day. We try to convince other people through different ideas, words, numbers, and everything. But another approach is to use emotional arguments, to use inspiring words. And these approaches are very different. What I want from you on this course is to switch from using rational arguments, which you by default are doing, to start using more emotional arguments, which is probably not so common for yourself, right? So let's try to learn how to use emotional arguments when we want to convince other people to do something. Okay, so you may bet which one is more effective, using rational or emotional, but I want you to see another video. Unfortunately, this video is not in English, but I think you will feel the power of emotions on this video, and you may probably know the situation and the result of the situation. Of course, I will tell you the result as well. Okay, so let's see this video.
Я вам скажу так. Ми прийшли сюди сотнею. Ми ні в якій організації. Ми звичайний народ України, який приїхав відстоювати права. Ми не зі секторів, не саморон, ми просто бойова сотня. І хочу вам сказати, що ми, прості люди, кажемо до наших політиків, які стоять за моєю спиною. Ніякий Янукович, ніякий цілий рік не буде президентом. Завтра до 10-ї години він має піти геть.
It was a situation before Yanukovych actually escaped the country and was changed with another president. So this guy wasn't persuaded by arguments, right? It was solely based on emotions. What he heard actually convinced him to escape the country and to give up being the president. So emotion is what convinces people, who then accept your rational arguments as well. The same Steve Jobs did during his presentations. He used emotions a lot. Yeah, and he was just a perfect actor for presenting Apple products, not like Tim Cook, right? Okay, so one exercise for yourself. Actually, I recommend you, after you're hearing my instructions, to stop this video and do the exercise and then continue. I want you to write the spreadsheet or to create the spreadsheet, so maybe in Google Spreadsheet or Excel, and to fill two different columns. The first column is about a leader who brings out your strengths, very positive leader and inspiring leader. And the next one is about a leader who has not brought out your strengths. And I want you to remember how you felt when you were around them, what these people usually said and did, and how those around them felt. So again, please stop the video and do the exercise, and then let's see what you wrote down. Okay, so I assume you did the exercise. Usually the leader in the left column, this is a good example, this virgin, Richard Branson, right, is very inspiring leader. So usually people for the left column they write, she inspired me. He was fun. Actually, I used different genders just not to upset you if you are man or woman or no binary. So she inspired me. He was fun. She made me feel like I was a part of something meaningful. He trusted me. They protected me when I needed it. He taught me not to be afraid to take risks. She stimulated me with challenges. She showed competence in some matters, but more often he just knew who to contact and how to get the task done. And then the leader in the right column, usually people say they picked on every little detail. They were micromanaging. They blamed us for failures. They were hostile and negative. Their words were repulsive, and we felt that we were only treated as staff and not as individuals. They were self-centered. You see how these emotions are completely different because these people also were completely different. So actually talking about emotions and emotional intelligence, I may assure you that you have an intuitive understanding of what constitutes outstanding leadership and outstanding emotions, because you already experienced these different types of emotions, and you may just do the same. You may just copy these role models from the left column and apply the same approach in your work. So what observations said? Almost 50% of the representatives of the management level, according to the general opinion, do not bring any benefit to their enterprises. For the other 20 to 30% of executives, there is at least one person who believes they are adding value. This means that you could remove 70 or up to 80% of your organization's executives from their positions, and it would only contribute to the well-being of the organization. So leadership versus relationships. It's not about one person, and it's not about the leader. It's about relationships. Again, emotions and emotional intelligence is about relationships that you build with other people and that you focus on. You can't be a leader without followers. So if you want to start using emotional intelligence and emotions in your work, and if you want to become an emotional leader, you need to start building followers. By doing this, building followers, you need to focus on people as persons, not just and as individuals, not just as jobs or as a part of organization. Another very interesting video about the resonance. We will be talking about this word. Step into resonance and just resonance. I want you to feel what resonance is. So let's see this video.
It's smarter to travel in groups.
And one more. And last one. Yeah, actually it's an advertisement of traveling groups, but I like the idea of resonance. So people that use emotions, they synchronize with you, tune into your wavelengths. Usually, how it happens? Usually it's top to bottom. The boss dictates you goals, views, tries to impose you, his point of view, and all his subordinates. That's what a leader does. They build common ground. They try to tune in to other people and to synchronize and to use the resonance. So one of the characteristics of an effective leader is the ability to help people understand the significance of their work. No matter what's your role, actually you can be a person from other department talking to another department and trying to obtain something or to convince this person into something. But you may use this approach of helping people to understand the significance of their work and how they could help the organization if they will do something that you ask them to do. Effective leaders use the purpose of the organization as a context for dealing with people in this organization. So it's very important for yourself also to understand the purpose of your organization and how you can point people on the purpose and try to convince them to do something you want them to do based on this. So another exercise, sit down and write what is the purpose of your organization and what does your work have to do with it. Because seeing how your work contributing to organization's purpose will help you to do the same for other people. So just click the pause and do the exercise and then continue. Okay? So what we know about great leaders? They are inspiring through vision and mission. They trust and care. They show empathy. They are sincere and they inspire others. Here's a question to ask yourself. You may watch this video. Devil Wears Prada, I think. And when people leave your office or end a conversation with you, do they feel inspired, uplifted, joyful? If not, you are not an effective leader and you are not using emotions in an effective way. Try to do this. Try to end every conversation so other people feel inspired. Do something. Maybe it could be a very little conversation at the end of the meeting. Maybe some small words, some small inspiring words. Again, use organizational purpose as a context. So try to help people understand how their work contributes to company purpose. Okay, it is possible that you are a good person and that you are able to solve problems. You may be able to meet goals within budget and your results are predictable, but you are not an effective leader and you are not an effective employee if you are not using emotions in a positive way and if you are not influencing other people so they are becoming more inspiring. This quotation from Maya Angelou, I like it a lot. I know from experience that students won't remember everything you told them, and they won't remember what you did, but they will remember for the rest of their lives how it made them feel. This is the effect of resonant leadership. The same for managers and their subordinates. I had so many different teams with my department and being their manager. And the best situation for me when I was a manager was when I make people feel great about themselves and about their work in the company. And I know and I see actually how they remember their feelings. So resonant leadership is a dynamic quality, quite difficult to maintain, let's be honest, requires considerable effort, and actually the role, being a leader or trying to apply emotions, is stressful itself. So don't expect from you that using emotions would be something very easily. Maybe later it will be more and more easy for you to use emotions, but from the very beginning could be quite difficult. And that's okay, actually. It's like when you start using your muscles for new job or for new exercises, maybe you start running or swimming, you experience some muscles hurt, right? And you feel this pain in your muscles. But doing this exercise, your muscles are growing and are becoming stronger. So next time you feel it easier to run, to swim, to lift weights, or to do something else. Dance, maybe. Okay, so I want you to do another exercise and to understand resonance and dissonance. I will show you a video. You may know this video, it's so popular. And try to follow the pattern in this video and make the same sounds. And then try to make the same but with a lagging, like with a delay. Just not to follow the pattern, like trying to break the pattern, right? So doing it in your own way. Try to feel this resonance first and then dissonance. So let's see this video. You may use your hands and feet to follow the pattern, right? So you may sit and do the same sound and follow the pattern. Just be synchronized with them. And then I will pause and ask you to do the different thing. So now just use your feet or whatever you want, and try not to difficult for yourself not to follow the pattern, right? So this is how resonance works and dissonance works. When you follow the pattern, you are in the resonance of what's happening. And when you don't follow the pattern, you are in the dissonance of what's happening. So resonance and dissonance leadership. It is based on mirror neurons. So our brain, it has mirror neurons. We usually read what's happening in other people's brains, not actually we, but our mirror neurons. And they try to follow this pattern and these emotions. That's how it works. Actually, these neurons, they help children to follow their parents and to do the same. They are just copying what parents do. You even see this from the very beginning, from the youngest age, that children, they try to follow the parents, and elder people, they observe. So that's how it works. These mirror neurons, they are responsible for empathy. Activation in a fraction of a second happens. Lasts for a very long time, activated when recalling resonant leaders, and they are deactivated when recalling dissonant leaders. Okay, so active brain function, it's one of the state of our brain, is activated from setting up an analytical problem requiring some analysis of numerical data, financial indicators, and physical processes. And it's part of our brain, is responsible for executive functions, planning and regulation of conscious actions to solve a specific problem. And this state of our brain blocks other possibilities when it's active. And there is another state of our brain which is called passive mode. And this passive mode is activated from a social task, whether it is a need to engage in a dispute, requesting a service, or trying to be liked. And this passive mode of our brain is responsible for social functions. So we have two different modes of our brain, active and passive. They are activated by different tasks, and they are responsible for different functions, okay? So these parts of our brain, they are independent of each other, and one state overpower other state. So when you are in active mode, your passive mode and passive functions are disabled. So actually, when you are solving some analytical problems, your emotions are shutting down. And vice versa, when you are in emotional state, like being an angry, for example, or maybe happy, you are not in analytical state of your brain because they overpower each other. And actually, it's very interesting. You know, when you work in software development company and you see so many people that are solving analytical problems, they are less emotional than other people. And usually we are talking about developers that are not emotional. Why? Because the way they work, it influences the way their brain work. And absolutely different situation happens in creative sphere. Like when I worked at TV channel, people were dealing with creative tasks, with social tasks, and their analytical skills were, I wouldn't say they weren't developed, but they were, how to say, like in a shutdown position and state. So when I was trying to talk to people and to use some logic to convince them to do something, I wasn't successful because they were not ready for logic. They were ready just for emotions. It's very interesting. So imagine our brain, they switch between different modes, like a social mode, then analytical mode, then again social mode, and again analytical, and so on and so forth. So our memories on high-profile leaders and positive leaders activate the parts of the brain associated with proactive living, stimulates the areas responsible for positive emotions. And dissonant leaders inclined to avoid being active awaken negative emotions. So another exercise, ask the person you're talking to do your work for you by setting a SMART goal. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. Actually, this is what you usually do when you ask other people to do something. And now remembering that resonant leaders inspire through vision and mission, trust and care, shows empathy. They are sincere and they inspire others. Try to do the same task and exercise and try to ask another person to do the same thing, but not using just setting a SMART goal, but using this approach. So again, it could be not just in the form of exercise, but as an experiment. Next time, talking to another person and trying to convince them to do something, try to use this approach, inspiring through vision and mission, showing trust and care, empathy, being sincere, and try to inspire other people. Now, task for the next week. So I ask you to do this the whole week. Record your observations in a meetings. So you participate probably in different kind of meetings, maybe online, maybe offline. Use like a, I don't know, maybe notebook or something, and write down the observations of emotions of other people during meetings. And try to observe how they are switching from passive to active mode, from social to analytical. So at any meeting, take notes on what the leaders are saying and how you and those around you feel: engaged, inspired, depressed, emptiness, and try to understand what is resonance or dissonance leadership. Task number 1, try to consciously switch from passive to active mode, from social to analytical, and from analytical to social, especially when you talk to other people. So keep a small diary of your actions, emotions, and observations as part of assignment 1 and 2, and submit a report up to 1 page in length in your student account. Just your observations, just a description, what you feel, what you observe, what you think about it. And next time, we will be talking about emotional influence on others. And also, if you have spare time, I would recommend you to start watching this TV series if you haven't watched this. It's Mentalist, and this guy is the main hero in this TV series. He uses emotions a lot to influence other people. So I'm asking you to watch at least several episodes of this TV series. That's it. Thank you for your attention. I'm waiting for your homework and see you soon. Bye.